Before humans understood the secrets of the Atlantic forest, before science revealed the hidden life among its ancient trees, there already existed a world where every shadow could hide a predator. In the Atlantic forest, amid humidity, deep roots, and closed vegetation, hidden hunters move in silence, waiting for the exact moment to attack. Welcome to the Atlantic forest, the dangerous territory of hidden predators. Please give us a like and subscribe to the channel to give us more motivation to keep creating quality content. Don't forget to comment below on what you thought of the video and tell us where you are watching it from, so we can converse together. May God bless everyone with health, peace, and love for nature. Let's begin. In the humid shadows of the Atlantic forest, the jaguar advances as the silent sovereign of a kingdom covered by leaves, roots, and mist. Its scientific name is Panthera onca, and among the big cats of America, none combines such strength, stealth, and precision in a single body. Here, where light barely touches the forest floor, the jaguar does not need to show itself to dominate. Its territory can extend through tropical forests, wetlands, riverbanks, and dense areas where every shadow can hide an ambush. The body of the jaguar is compact and muscular, designed less for prolonged speed and more for a short burst of absolute power. Males typically weigh between 56 and 96 kilograms, although some exceptional individuals can exceed that figure in regions with abundant prey. Its golden coat, covered in dark rosettes, breaks up the shape of its body among spots of light, fallen branches, and thick vegetation. Each step is low, calculated, and almost invisible, as if the forest itself had learned to breathe with him. Its jaws are one of its most fearsome weapons, with an average bite force close to 887 newtons at the tip of its fangs. That pressure allows it to attack with a different precision than that of other big cats, concentrating its strength on a single decisive point. Its eyes read the smallest movements in the underbrush, its ears catch faint rustles, and its sense of smell recognizes the fresh trail of a nearby prey. Near the water, the jaguar detects a group of capybaras. It lowers its body, advances among fallen trunks, and lets the vegetation hide every movement. When the distance is reduced to a few meters, it launches from the shadow with sudden acceleration and directs all its weight toward the chosen prey. The capybara tries to escape toward the water, but the jaguar has already closed the distance. With a precise charge, it brings down its prey and ends the hunt. result comes quickly, because in this forest, the jaguar does not waste energy or grant a second chance. Faced with many smaller predators, its advantage lies not only in strength, but in the ability to choose the perfect moment. When it feels threatened, it can respond with deep growls, a firm posture, and a presence capable of stopping any prudent rival. As an apex predator, the jaguar regulates prey populations and maintains the invisible balance that sustains life in the Atlantic forest. Beneath the murky surface of the rivers and swamps of the Atlantic forest, the caiman remains almost motionless, like a living relic of an ancient world. It belongs to the subfamily Caimaninae, a lineage of reptiles adapted to live among marshes, lakes, mangroves, and slow rivers of Central and South America. Unlike a predator that dominates by presence, the caiman rules through patience, silence, and absolute waiting. Many species are medium-sized, but some caimans can exceed 2 meters in length, while the black caiman can exceed 4 meters and weigh more than 450 kilograms. Its low, elongated body is covered by hard scales, a natural armor that protects it among submerged trunks, roots, and poorly visible waters. Its eyes and nostrils remain on the upper part of its head, allowing it to breathe and keep watch, while almost its entire body remains hidden. In the dark water, only 2 cold eyes can reveal its presence. But for many prey, that signal appears too late. Its diet includes fish, waterfowl, amphibians, reptiles, and small mammals that approach the shore to drink or cross the river. Although it does not always seek large prey, its advantage lies in turning the shore into a dangerous border between terrestrial life and the submerged world. For hours it can remain still, reducing its movements until it looks like a dark log floating among dead leaves. When it detects prey near the shore, the caiman barely changes position, only its eyes follow the rhythm of each step on the mud. It approaches slowly under the murky water, using the current, the roots, and the shadow of the bank to erase the shape of its body. When the prey lowers its head to drink, the caiman bursts from the water with a sudden acceleration and closes its jaws in a single movement. The hunt ends in seconds, because on the riverbank, the caiman's patience is transformed into a fast, precise, and decisive force. Faced with fish and waterfowl, its attack can be almost invisible, a brief rupture in the surface before the water becomes still again. On some riverbanks, the caiman shares territory with the jaguar, creating a border where two great hunters watch each other from different worlds. The jaguar dominates the shadow of the forest, but the caiman controls the entrance to the water, where every imprudent step can change the fate of a prey. Its defense also depends on its armor, the power of its tail, and a bite capable of holding firmly beneath the surface. When threatened, it can sink without noise, disappear into the mud, or respond with a tail slap that stirs the entire bank. As an opportunistic predator, it helps regulate populations of fish, birds, and small vertebrates, maintaining the balance of tropical wetlands. In the gloom of the Atlantic forest emerges a ghost of supreme elegance that dominates the understory with unmatched agility: the ocelot. Known scientifically as Leopardus pardalis, this cat is the undisputed sovereign of stealth in the densest and most humid jungles of Brazil. Its coat is a masterpiece of nature, with patterns of rosettes and black chains that make it invisible under the filtered moonlight. It moves with absolute discretion, using the soft pads of its paws to avoid generating even a single decibel of noise on dry leaves. Weighing between 8 and 15 kilograms, its physical structure is a mass of compact muscle optimized for lightning speed. Its eyes are equipped with night vision 6 times superior to humans, detecting the slightest movement in the total darkness of the forest. It possesses highly mobile ears that function as biological radars, capturing the heartbeat of a small rodent hidden 10 meters away. The hunt begins with a meticulous stalk, where the ocelot reduces its profile to the minimum, blending with the roots of giant trees. Upon locating the precise moment, it explodes in an acceleration of 38 kilometers per hour, transforming into a lethal arrow in the midst of the vegetation. The impact of the attack is surgical, using its retractable claws to secure the victim before delivering the final bite to the back of the neck. Its jaw exerts a mechanical pressure surprising for its size, capable of fracturing bones with a bite force of 300 newtons. Its versatility allows it to climb trees with ease and swim through streams, dominating every level of the deep tropical labyrinth. It is a solitary warrior that patrols a territory of up to 30 square kilometers, marking its sovereignty with highly persistent chemical signals. As a keystone species, it regulates the populations of small mammals, ensuring that the biological balance of the Atlantic forest remains intact for posterity. The ocelot remains as the guardian of nightly secrets, the prince of shadows who reigns with beauty and ferocity under the tropical sun. In the upper canopy of the Atlantic forest, where the treetops touch the clouds, rises a voice that seems to come from the depths of the earth. The howler monkey, known scientifically as alouatta, is the absolute sovereign of forest acoustics and the loudest mammal of the New World. Its physiognomy stands out for possessing an oversized throat, designed by evolution to act as a massive biological resonance chamber. It possesses an enlarged cup-shaped hyoid bone that amplifies its vocalizations, transforming a simple breath into a terrifying roar. This biological rumble can reach an intensity of 128 decibels, a sonic power that makes the humid air of the jungle vibrate. The roar of the howler monkey is capable of traveling through dense vegetation to a distance of 5 kilometers in all directions. At dawn, when the first light filters through the mist, the troop begins its morning concert, marking the limits of its territorial sovereignty. This acoustic signal informs rival troops about the position and vigor of the group, avoiding unnecessary and costly physical confrontations. The War of Screams is an intelligent defense strategy where the volume of the sound determines the respect and distance between clans. Weighing up to 9 kilograms, its physical structure is robust and adapted for permanent life in the verticality of the trees. It possesses an extremely strong prehensile tail that functions as a fifth limb, allowing it to anchor itself to branches while emitting its war cry. The underside of its tail lacks hair and has high-friction tactile pads to ensure a perfect mechanical grip 30 meters high. Although its roar sounds aggressive, the howler monkey is actually a peaceful inhabitant that dedicates much of the day to the digestion of tough leaves. Its folivorous diet forces it to economize metabolic energy, making rest a biological necessity after its sonic explosions. The social group is organized in troops of up to 15 individuals, led by an alpha male who coordinates collective vigilance against predators. Despite their acoustic power, they must remain alert to the shadow of the harpy eagle or the stealth of the jaguar patrolling the ground below. At nightfall, the chorus is repeated, closing the daily cycle with a symphony that warns the forest that the guardians of the heights are still present. The social intelligence of the howler monkey allows it to recognize its family members through microscopic variations in the tone of the roar. Each scream is a testimony to the biological resilience of a species that has turned air into its most effective weapon for survival. As a keystone species, it plays the role of forest gardener, dispersing fruit seeds across miles of the Atlantic forest. Its biological health is the barometer of ecosystem integrity, indicating the vitality of the primary forests that still survive in Brazil. The loss of habitat threatens to silence these ancient voices, transforming the roar of the jungle into a desolating acoustic void. The howler monkey remains as the guardian of the echoes of time, the vibrant spirit that reigns in the green gloom with a voice of thunder. Each time the forest vibrates with its call, it reminds us of the immensity of wildlife and the need to protect its crystal kingdom. The heartbeat of the Atlantic forest will continue to resonate as long as the sovereign of the heights continues to scream. His challenge against eternal oblivion. In the green gloom of the Atlantic forest emerges a flash of pure light that seems to have stolen the brightness of the tropical sun itself. The golden lion tamarin, known scientifically as Leontopithecus rosalia, is the sovereign of elegance and one of the rarest primates on planet Earth. Its most legendary feature is its silky and vibrant orange coat, an armor of biological gold that protects it under the forest canopy. It possesses a majestic mane that surrounds its small face, giving it the appearance of a miniature lion that reigns over the high branches. Weighing barely 600 grams, this small titan is a prodigy of agility, moving among trees 20 meters high. Its physical structure is light and aerodynamic, allowing it to perform acrobatic leaps to capture insects and small lizards in the air. It lives in strict family groups where loyalty is the supreme law, cooperating in vigilance against the deadly shadow of the ocelot. Parental care is a shared sacred mission where fathers carry their offspring on their backs during weeks of forest travel. This family devotion guarantees the survival of the lineage in an environment where every square centimeter of territory is a battlefield. It uses its long and slender fingers as biological precision tools to extract larvae from the deepest crevices of the bark. Despite its beauty, this Brazilian jewel is in critical danger of extinction due to the massive fragmentation of its ancestral habitat. Indiscriminate logging has reduced the realm of the Atlantic forest to small islands of vegetation isolated by miles of sterile pastures. The loss of ecological corridors hinders genetic flow, threatening the biological stability of populations that still struggle to persist. Thanks to international conservation efforts, the golden lion tamarin has become the highest symbol of hope for Brazil's biodiversity. As a keystone species, it plays the role of forest gardener, dispersing seeds that will give life to new trees in the heart of the forest. The golden lion tamarin remains as the guardian of golden flashes, the resilient spirit that reigns in the silence of the threatened forest. Its presence is the vital heartbeat of the Atlantic forest, a reminder that the majesty of nature must be protected for posterity. Among the dense foliage where the light fragments emerges a master of visual deception who has turned stillness into his ultimate weapon for survival. The eyelash viper, known scientifically as Bothrechis schlegeli, is the absolute sovereign of mimicry in the lower strata of the tropical forest. It possesses supraocular scales that function as biological eyelashes, breaking its silhouette and allowing it to blend completely with moss and orchids. This cold-blooded predator is a strategist of infinite patience, remaining motionless for hours on a branch located less than 2 meters high. It uses its loreal pits to detect the thermal signature of a bird or a small mammal, calculating the exact distance for a strike of surgical precision. The attack is a lightning explosion of mechanical force, injecting a potent hemotoxic venom that collapses the prey's circulatory system in a few seconds. The eyelash viper remains as the invisible guardian of the Atlantic forest, the lethal shadow that reigns in the absolute silence of the vegetation. High in the tropical canopy, the harpy eagle appears as the absolute sovereign of a green world suspended over the darkness of the forest. Its scientific name is Harpia harpygia, and it is one of the largest and most powerful eagles on the planet. It mainly inhabits lowland tropical forests, from southern Mexico through Central America and much of South America. In Brazil, its presence turns the jungle into a vertical territory, where life and danger are also decided dozens of meters above the ground. The female is usually larger than the male, with a weight that can approach 9 kilograms, while her wingspan can be around 2 meters. Unlike eagles of open spaces, its wings are wide and relatively short, perfect for maneuvering among trunks, branches, and vines. Its dark grey, white, and black plumage blends with the canopy shadows, while the double crest on its head gives it an almost prehistoric appearance. Its forward-facing eyes calculate distances with extreme precision, turning each branch into an observation platform and each forest clearing into a possible attack route. But its most famous weapon is in its feet, enormous talons that can measure around 13 centimeters in the largest females. Those talons are comparable in size to those of a large bear, and allow it to grip strong prey directly on the branches. Its diet includes sloths, monkeys, opossums, iguanas, and other canopy animals, because much of its hunting world is not on the ground, but in the heights. When it detects a monkey moving among the branches, the harpy remains motionless, locks its gaze, and measures the distance between leaves, trunks, and open spaces. Then it advances from branch to branch with short flights, using the canopy shadow to approach without breaking the natural rhythm of the forest. At the decisive instant, it launches from above with a rapid drop, opens its giant claws, and directs all its weight toward the chosen prey. The hunt ends almost without a chase, because in the canopy, the harpy's precision can close the escape before the prey finds another branch. Although it may seem slow when waiting, its attack is a brief explosion of strength, silence, and absolute control. Compared to many birds of prey, the harpy does not depend on long flights over open skies, but on vertical ambushes within the forest. When defending its nest, it can be firm, vigilant, and powerful, especially because its young depend for a long time on adult protection. Its presence regulates populations of arboreal mammals and maintains a natural pressure on species living in the upper layers of the forest. In the rainforest, the harpy eagle not only dominates the sky, it dominates the invisible space between branches, where few hunters can reach it. In the dense green dome of the Atlantic forest dwells a being that has challenged the frantic pace of nature through absolute calm. The three-toed sloth, known scientifically as Bradipus variegatus, is the sovereign of parsimony and the master of energy efficiency. Its anatomy is designed for perpetual verticality, possessing curved claws of 10 centimeters that function as impregnable biological anchors. It spends 90% of its existence hanging upside down, a position that allows it to watch the forest world with a minimum expenditure of mechanical force. Its true superpower is extreme slowness, moving at a speed of barely 0.2 kilometers per hour to become invisible to predators. It possesses the slowest metabolism among terrestrial mammals, processing a diet of tough leaves in a digestive cycle that can last up to 30 days. Its fur is a vibrant ecosystem where microscopic algae grow, giving it a greenish tone that blends it with the moss of the canopy. This botanical mimicry is its ultimate shield against the visual sharpness of the harpy eagle and the deadly stealth of the jaguar. Its neck possesses additional vertebrae that allow a head rotation of 270 degrees, granting it 360-degree vigilance without moving its body. Despite its robust appearance, the sloth has a reduced muscle mass to conserve energy, weighing barely 4 kilograms in its adult stage. Once a week, this inhabitant of the air descends to the forest floor on a high-risk mission to meet its basic biological needs. On the ground, its speed is reduced to critical levels, becoming the moment of greatest vulnerability to hunters patrolling the Atlantic forest. As a tree dweller, it plays a vital role in the nutrient cycle, housing hundreds of moths and symbolic microorganisms in its fur. The sloth is the supreme testimony that biological resistance does not always depend on brute force, but on absolute harmony with the environment. The sovereign of stillness remains as the guardian of slow times, the spirit that reigns in the green gloom with infinite patience. On the flooded paths, where the land merges with water, emerges the most peaceful and colossal architect of the Atlantic forest, the South American tapir. The Tapirus terrestris is known as the silent sower of the jungle, a sovereign that patrols the green corridors with absolute stealth. With a weight that can reach 250 kilograms, this titan is the largest terrestrial mammal of Brazil, possessing a muscular structure of massive power. Despite its imposing size, it moves like a ghost among the dense vegetation, using its thick skin as a biological armor against thorns. Its mobile proboscis is a perfect natural engineering tool for selecting the sweetest and most nutritious fruits of the forest's lower canopy. When feeding, it fulfills its supreme ecological mission, dispersing seeds across miles of forest, guaranteeing the eternal regeneration of the tropical flora. It is an expert swimmer that uses rivers as its secret escape routes, reaching the safety of deep water before any threat of land predators. Although its mechanical strength is considerable, the tapir prefers the mystery of the gloom, avoiding contact and remaining almost invisible to the human eye. As a keystone species, its presence is the barometer of forest health, maintaining the dynamic balance between land and the vibrant life of Brazil. The tapir remains as the guardian of the seeds, the colossal gardener who ensures that the green heart of the Atlantic forest never stops beating. In the shadowy corridors, where light barely touches the ground, dwells the most nervous sentinel of the Atlantic forest, the forest deer. The genus Mazama represents the sovereigns of elusive agility, perfectly adapted to navigate the dense tropical labyrinth. With a weight of up to 30 kilograms, its compact body is a masterpiece of forest aerodynamics designed for instant flight. Its large and mobile ears function as ultra-sensitive biological radars, capturing frequencies inaudible to other forest inhabitants. Every centimeter of its nervous system is in perpetual tension, processing the slightest rustle of a dry leaf under the step of a predator. For this ungulate, silence is not peace, but the prelude to a lethal encounter with the shadows that patrol the Atlantic forest. It is the fundamental prey that sustains the stamina of the jaguar and the tactical intelligence of the ocelot in the heart of Brazil. When the snap of a branch breaks the calm, the troop activates a biological emergency response driven by pure adrenaline. In an explosion of energy, the deer launches through the underbrush, reaching a speed of 45 kilometers per hour in seconds. It uses erratic jumps and sharp turns to break the hunter's line of sight, becoming a brown streak among the trunks. Its physical resistance allows it to maintain the flight for several kilometers, exhausting the patience of predators that rely on the short ambush. It possesses scent glands that secrete chemical alarm signals, warning its peers about the exact position of the invisible danger. As a keystone species, its biological cycle is the pulse that feeds the food web, guaranteeing the survival of the sovereigns of the top. The forest deer remains as the sentinel of the shadows, the alert spirit that defines the border between life and death. Its existence is a testimony that absolute vigilance is the only price to persist in the most dangerous kingdom of Brazil. In the humid understory of the Atlantic forest emerges a warrior of barely 3 centimeters that guards its territory with disproportionate ferocity. The bullet ant, known scientifically as Paraponera clavata, possesses the most feared biological weapon among all insects on planet Earth. Its stinger injects a potent neurotoxin called ponerotoxin, occupying the maximum level on the Schmidt sting pain index. The impact of its attack generates an absolute agony described by victims as the physical sensation of being hit by a fiery bullet. This sonic wave of pain can last up to 24 consecutive hours, keeping the nervous system in a state of paralysis and extreme suffering. As soldiers of verticality, these ants defend their colonies at the base of giant trees with unmatched tactical aggressiveness. The bullet ant remains as the guardian of microtrails, the small sovereign that reigns in the gloom with a stinger of steel and fire. Beneath the carpet of dead leaves, where humidity saturates the air, shines a living jewel that challenges the laws of forest discretion. The poison dart frog of the Atlantic forest is a chemical colossus enclosed in a body that barely reaches 3 centimeters in length. Its skin exhibits vibrant and electric colors that act as a visual warning code known as biological aposematism. This neon flash informs every predator that a single contact with its mucous surface will result in an immediate and lethal tragedy. It possesses granular glands that secrete potent toxic alkaloids capable of paralyzing the nervous system of beings much larger than itself. The power of its chemical load is so massive that a minuscule dose is enough to stop a heartbeat in a matter of minutes. It patrols the leaf litter labyrinth with absolute confidence, knowing that its chemical armor makes it invulnerable to the forest's hunger. Its life cycle depends on the extreme humidity of the jungle, depositing its eggs in protected microclimates under the forest shade. As a keystone species, Its presence is the barometer of forest floor health, indicating water purity and ecosystem stability. The dart frog remains as the guardian of forbidden colors, the small titan that reigns in the gloom with a legendary poison. When absolute silence takes over the Atlantic forest and the sovereigns of the day rest, there emerges a winged hunter that dominates the realm of the gloom. The vampire bat, known scientifically as Desmodus rotundus, uses a high-precision echolocation system to map the environment in total darkness. It possesses thermal sensors on its snout, capable of detecting the heat of blood vessels under the skin of a sleeping prey several meters away. It moves with absolute stealth, landing near its target and walking on its limbs with surprising agility to approach without being detected. It uses its sharp incisors like scalpels to make a small cut in the skin, injecting saliva loaded with anticoagulants that dulls the perception of pain. This winged parasite silently consumes the vital blood, while the victim remains submerged in a deep sleep, completely unaware of the predator's presence. The vampire bat remains as the sovereign of the shadows, the nocturnal spectre that ensures its biological subsistence in the heart of the mysterious jungle. In the middle layers of the canopy emerges the most brilliant strategist of the Atlantic forest, the robust capuchin monkey, belonging to the genus Sapajus. Weighing approximately 4 kilograms, this primate combines astonishing physical dexterity with a cognitive capacity that challenges the limits of the animal world. It possesses a prehensile tail that acts as a mechanical stabilizer, allowing it to hang from branches while using its hands to manipulate the environment. Its most legendary feature is the deliberate use of tools, a biological technology that demonstrates an advanced understanding of physics and mechanics. The capuchin selects granite stones that can weigh up to 2 kilograms, using them as natural hammers to crack extremely hard palm nuts. It uses a flat rock surface as a biological anvil, positioning the seed with millimetric precision before delivering the high-energy blow. The mechanical force required to fracture the shell requires fine motor coordination and a physical stamina that only experienced individuals possess. The young meticulously observe the group's leaders for years, learning the complex technique through imitation and biological persistence. They live in complex societies of up to 20 individuals, where cooperation and the exchange of information ensure the survival of the troop under the sun. Their repertoire of vocalizations includes specific alarm signals to warn of the presence of the jaguar on the ground or the harpy eagle in the air. It is a bold omnivore that consumes everything from fleshy fruits to insects and small vertebrates, taking advantage of every nutritional resource of the rainforest. Its amazing capacity for adaptation allows it to thrive in various habitats, from dense forests to the edges of vegetation degraded by humans. As a keystone species, it acts as a vital seed disperser, maintaining the genetic diversity of the millenary trees in the heart of Brazil. The intelligence of the capuchin is the barometer of primate evolution in the New World, representing a milestone in the history of wildlife. The capuchin monkey remains as the guardian of forest wisdom, the small engineer who reigns in the canopy with a brilliant mind and an iron will. In the brightest corners of the Atlantic forest emerge small flying jewels that challenge the laws of physics with their vibrant and unique coloring. The ruby-headed hummingbird, known scientifically as Clitolema rubricauda, is one of the sovereigns of lightness, weighing barely 7 grams in its adult stage. Its plumage possesses a microscopic structure that refracts sunlight, creating an iridescence effect that looks like a moving liquid crystal painting. It possesses the most accelerated metabolism in the animal kingdom, with a heart that must beat at an astonishing speed of 1,200 beats per minute to persist. This winged athlete performs up to 80 wing beats per second, allowing it a perfect hovering flight to extract nectar from the deepest flowers. It uses its long, bifid tongue as a biological precision tool, daily consuming double its own weight in sugars necessary for its energy. As the supreme pollinator, it guarantees the genetic diversity of bromeliads and orchids, maintaining the fertile pulse of the tropical forest of Brazil. Despite its diminutive size, it is a territorial warrior that defends its nectar sources with an aggressiveness and courage that astounds observers. The loss of habitat threatens to extinguish these endemic species that act as the barometer of the health of the continent's primary forests. The hummingbird remains as the guardian of the petals, the fleeting spirit that reigns in the air with a heart of fire and wings of light. The Atlantic forest is a biological cauldron where extreme humidity and torrential rains define the rhythm of life every day of the year. The forest canopy is so dense that barely a minimal fraction of the sunlight manages to kiss the humid and dark ground of the primary forest. This perpetual gloom creates an atmosphere of mystery, where the saturated and heavy air challenges the stamina of every inhabitant of the jungle. In this theatre of shadows, evolution has sculpted the sovereigns of the ambush, endowing them with senses that far exceed human vision. The jaguar and the eyelash viper blend with the thick vegetation, using the lack of light as their ultimate and lethal biological armor. The ocelot patrols this labyrinth of water and moss with a mechanical precision, turning the hostile climate into its greatest strategic ally for hunting. The Atlantic forest remains as nature's most demanding laboratory, where humidity and shadow rule the destiny of untamed life. The future of the Atlantic forest stands at a critical crossroads as human expansion fragments Brazil's last sanctuaries of biodiversity. After centuries of massive exploitation, the original biological architecture has been reduced to small islands of vegetation isolated by asphalt and urbanization. Currently, only a minimal fraction of the original forest cover survives as a fragile testimony of a paradise that once dominated the coastline. The sovereign of stealth, the jaguar, sees its biological corridors cut by roads, limiting its hunting territory and its vital genetic flow. The golden lion, tamarin, the living treasure of the trees, struggles to persist in forest fragments that barely reach a square kilometer in area. When the habitat vanishes, the heartbeat of thousands of endemic species weakens, pushing the forest warriors toward the abyss of final extinction. The loss of a single biological link in this unique ecosystem triggers a chain reaction that threatens the integrity of the entire green lung of the continent. Protecting this kingdom requires a coordinated international will to restore connectivity between the wildlife refugees that still manage to breathe. Saving the Atlantic forest is not only about rescuing the animals, but a biological imperative to preserve a unique jewel of planet Earth's evolution. Our mission is to ensure that the heartbeat of the forest continues to vibrate, so that the majesty of untamed nature does not disappear forever. Subscribe to the channel and share this video to carry this message of respect far. Each gesture helps protect the wonderful creation of nature.